Hello, my name is Daniel Perez, and I'm currently a master's student in the social work department at Morgan State University. And today I will be presenting on adolescent drug use within the urban community. Adolescent drug use has become a very intriguing social matter and has come at the forefront for many of our adolescent teens. This has become a problem because most people are likely to begin abusing drugs, which include tobacco, alcohol, and illegal prescription drugs during their adolescent stage. Many of these people will find themselves in a fight and start using drugs on average at the age of 12. Many of these people state that they consume these drugs because of the lack of activities and programs that they find within their communities. Many of these communities, urban communities. It has been surveyed that many of these adolescents state that they utilize these substances because they desire for a new experience. They want to attempt to deal with the problems that they have on a day-to-day basis with school, social interactions, and peer-to-peer engagement. Many factors influence whether an adolescent will try drugs. Some of these factors include their neighborhood, communities, people that they interact with on a day-to-day basis, and the family environment. Family environment is very important because such things as violent, emotional abuse, mental illness, and drugs within the alcohol can very much increase the chances of an adolescent abusing drugs. Drug abuse and incarceration works hand to hand within the realms of Baltimore, Maryland. In 2011, the U.S. Department of Justice stated that Maryland has had 60% of its incarcerations due to drug addiction or drug consumption. Incarceration has skyrocketed in the last 3 decades post the drug epidemic in the 1980s. Mental health becomes a major component when adolescents use drugs. This becomes a major problem because during the teenage years, it's the most critical stage for adolescents' brains to develop. However, when they consume drugs, many of these drugs tend to stunt their growth and lessen the maturity that they'll have in the future. Addiction is a vicious cycle. Chronic drug use realigns a person's thought pattern and the things that they want to do, and it also alters the key brain areas necessary for judgment and self-control. Adolescents' drug use and treatment needs are very different from that of their adult counterparts. Adolescents are less likely to report the different variations of drugs that they are using, and they are also less likely to report withdrawal symptoms when not utilizing drugs, which becomes a major concern. Many of these adolescents may have difficulty also seeing their own behavior patterns and the consequences that are coming from their action. DrugAbuse.gov has recorded that only 10% of adolescents actually obtain resources to help them with their addictions. With all this knowledge and information, there are many goals that can be set in order to help many of our adolescents going through drug addiction. Some of these goals can be to reduce the amount of drugs that these children come encounter with. Another thing is to attend to the behaviors of our clients and showcase to them the consequences that come from their behaviors. And we can also encourage them to do their own research and to educate them on the various components that come from drug use. These are some of the things that are very important when assisting many of these clients that we were encountering. We need to assist them with maintaining sobriety, help them to develop a relapse plan, find substance-free activities, ensure that we're giving them family therapy to figure out exactly where this drug consumption came from, and also individual therapy. So remember, as mental health professionals and social workers, we must ensure that we are doing our very best to eliminate this social issue that we have.